Hello, fiction babes and storytellers. Welcome to Habits of a Writer podcast, where we talk about the good habits that lead to a finished manuscript. I'm your host, Portia Leivette. I myself have written several novels, self published one so far, and I am deep into putting the finishing touches on the third one for it to be released. You know, I'll be honest, finding my voice hasn't been easy. It took more courage than I thought I had to put my first book out into the world. You've probably heard of the advice about niching down. Pick one genre, stick with it. If you write in multiple genres, use different pen names. And while that may still work for some, the truth is, we live in a multi passionate world now. We've always been this way. It just finally has a name. So, how do you find your unique voice when there are so many directions you could go? For me, growing up in the 80s and 90s, my work would have been shelved under women's fiction. Today, that's been broken down into categories like women's emotional journey and adult coming of age. That's where my writing lives. And while romance is usually my B story, I'll admit I'm a sucker for a Hallmark style happy ending. But my voice wasn't always just about choosing a category. It came from my life. As a military kid, I moved a lot. By the time I got comfortable in one place, it was time to pack up and start over. That experience shows up in my characters. They're often a little reserved, learning how to belong. And because my world growing up was diverse and multicultural, so is it, so are the supporting cast in my stories. Now, here's the key. Your characters don't all have to be little versions of you. Voice is about the lens you tell the story through. In an emotional journey, your character needs to climb highs and drop into lows. The antagonist may feel like a friend until they're not. The main character might believe she finally has life figured out, just in time for it to fall apart again. Those beats of hope, struggle, and resilience are all part of your voice. I like to compare finding your voice to the story of David and Goliath. You remember that one from Sunday school. David was offered the king's armor, but it didn't fit him. He had to face the giant as himself, with just 5 stones and a slingshot. Your writing journey is the same. You can't wear someone else's armor. You have to show up as you. Because, yes, there are no new stories under the sun, but there's never been your version before. Your voice is what makes it different. My voice gravitates towards stories of female friendship. Yours may lean towards adventure, mystery, healing, even joy. That's the beauty of it. Nobody else can tell it the way you can. And here's the good news. You don't have to figure it all out on the first try. It takes practice. It takes research. It will be messy at times, but your job right now is just to tell the story as you see it. The genre labels and marketing decision, all that comes later. Trust me, there are more than 80 genres and subgenres out there. Your story will find its home. A practical habit that helps me keep my voice strong is using the Notes app on my phone. I'm not always sitting at my desk when inspiration strikes. Sometimes the best dialogue pops up into my head when I'm in the grocery store running errands. Capture it. Don't trust your memory to hold it until later. So, here's my encouragement to you. Think about the stories that shaped you, the ones that stayed with you for years. Now, think about the one that you want to tell. Sit with it. Let it flow. Don't overthink it. Introduce it to the world. Introduce it to the world in your way. Because you know what? We're waiting for your story, and only you can tell it. Hey, if you're new here and looking for tips on writing and building habits for a writing routine, encouragement to publish your manuscript, and want to talk all things writing, then I'm glad we found each other. I will be here with a new podcast on every week on Tuesday. Until then, happy writing, my friends. Again, my name is Portia Leivette, and this is Habits of a Writer.